The CEO of Ripple just set the price of XRP and said that XRP is going to replace Bitcoin and that Ripple Labs will use the XRP ledger to replace Swift. This will all happen in the next 72 hours as the amount of XRP traded skyrockets and more institutions start to use it. This will drive the price of XRP above $27.58 in the next 48 hours. It's important for you to know that the XRP system and XRP itself are being adopted so quickly. So much so that even Ripple's CEO said that XRP is meant to be worth $10,000 and that price must be $10,000. He also said that it should be able to grow to support 7.5 billion people, which is exactly what we're seeing now with the widespread adoption of XRP by institutions. This is happening at the same time that several countries, including China, start to use the XRP system and make it legal to buy XRP. China has also bought over $40 billion worth of XRP for their crypto strategic reserve. The US has also chosen to follow suit and do something similar. This has basically turned into a race to see who can adopt XRP first. For example, Donald Trump signed a deal to add XRP, the longest-running cryptocurrency, to the US financial system. He also presented a new bill that he planned to sign that would create a crypto strategic reserve that would be filled with XRP, which is the most popular cryptocurrency in the US. And this is just one of many steps being taken to make XRP, the cryptocurrency, and the XRP system more widely used and accepted around the world. This is what will cause the price of XRP to skyrocket in the next 48 hours to over $27.58. And this is just the beginning for XRP's price in the next 48 hours. It could really take off and reach hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Like XRP's founder said, $10,000. We're going to talk more about it now, but first it's important to note that where we are now is the biggest and most important point for XRP. Now, the price of XRP is at a point where it could really take off in the next 48 hours, and that's about to happen. Of course, XRP has already grown by a huge 37,000%. Looking at the XRP numbers, you can see that it is now worth 2018 cents, which is 37,000% more than it was at the beginning of the year. XRP has gone up a huge 12% in the past week. Because of this, we've decided to work with Uphold, one of the biggest and best XRP exchanges, to give everyone watching this video some free XRP worth up to $100 before the huge XRP bull run in the next 48 hours takes it all the way to $27. So if you want to take advantage of this once-in-a-lifetime chance to get free money, all it takes is 5 minutes of your time. Like the video, subscribe to the station that has it, share the presentation. And most importantly, sign up for Uphold. Guys, make a deal using the link in the text. There is not much time left. You want to send this movie to your family and friends, right? This $100 should be claimed by everyone before the partnership ends, so that you can get as much extra pay as possible before the big break. Again, you don't have much time left, but make sure you get the word out, share the link, and have everyone sign up. Then do the trade, save up $100, and buy XRP with that. It's really just free money. So let's get right to $27 per XRP, because we can see that happening right now. We can tell because of how much volume is rising all over the world in all its parts and on all its regions. For example, companies like BlackRock, JP Morgan, and Wells Fargo are buying more XRP in North America right now than anywhere else in the world. However, institutions in Asia are also starting to use XRP. For example, SBI has made it known that all Japanese banks will be using it by the end of 2025. This means they need a lot of XRP. They also said that the Japanese central bank will buy back billions of dollars worth of XRP by the end of 2026. This means that they need a lot of XRP and will be buying a lot of it. That's why it's important to draw attention to it. The money is moving, and the exit is now moving money. For those who want to get in as soon as possible, the best time to do so is now, because prices will only go up from here on out. And it's especially important when we talk about putting a huge $654 trillion market right onto the XRP ledger through RealFi, an institution that lets you make money for every payment. This is another industry worth many trillions of dollars. You can also buy real estate, institutional commercial real estate all over the world straight on the XRP ledger and using the XRP ledger. The Real token is being used to make all of this possible right on the XRP ledger. For those of you who didn't read it, this is a Real token ticket. We've seen this happen before. In just 3 to 4 months, Realtor.com went from being worth 1/100th of a penny to 3 cents. Again, it's very early, so the project is only 3 or 4 months old, but it made that huge jump then. And it's growing all the time right now. In other words, it's growing very quickly, even though there isn't a big marketing effort, and it's not even on one centralized exchange yet. Look at all the products on centralized exchanges right now. Most of them have a market cap of $100 billion, or even $80 to $100 billion. These products are fixing a multi-trillion dollar problem that deals with real-world assets. And the prices have gone up. Of course, that's not even close to what real tickets are. That is, if a real token reached a market cap of $100 billion, it would be worth tens of thousands of dollars. This is the size we're talking about. There are so few real tokens out there right now that if someone bought $10,000 worth of them, the price could really go through the roof and reach $20 or $30 each from 3 cents. That's really crazy. Just think about what it would be like if a real token had 100,000 transactions every day. Now the price would go through the roof and reach hundreds of dollars. This is why it's very bullish. You're so early in the game that even a small amount could cause the price to rise, making you hundreds of thousands of dollars. Now listen carefully, because December 5th is going to be the most important day for you to pay attention to if you own XRP or anything on the XRP ledger, especially if you hold real token. If you have XRP now, you can switch it for real token, but on December 5th, everything will change. The price of a real token could go up to hundreds or even thousands of dollars when it is officially listed on a global centralized market on December 5th. The countdown to 2025 is on. In just 8 days, RealTurkCan will go live on this major centralized exchange. What that will really do is open the doors to over $5 billion in daily transaction volume. Imagine that. If there were $1 billion or $200 million in daily transaction volume, you would know that the price would be in the hundreds of thousands. You'd be making millions, and 10,000 would make you a multimillionaire. That's the potential. But again, that's not just $5 billion in daily transaction volume. We're also talking about 40 million users. The price would go through the roof if even 1% of this was taken off the table. People will be able to trade the real ticket too. RealFi is moving quickly to connect with major players in the business and grow its presence around the world. We want to use blockchain to solve a problem worth many trillions of dollars, and we're doing it at the cutting edge of payment systems and new ideas. Also, you can buy the real currency right now. You can get in early before it hits some centralized platforms. Yes, it might be a little hard to understand, but the money is here. You want to get into the pressure early before anyone else does and then catch it. Once the institutions join, you want to try to buy low and sell high. That's how it works. You can buy real tokens right now at the lowest price we'll ever see before the train leaves the station. The price of real tokens will never go back up. And the price makes this very clear. I mean, the price is holding steady at a high right now. Right now, there's a huge consolidation that we are about to see. This price has made people buy as many bags as they can. It just means that our level is very strong. This time, we're talking about support levels that are very strong and no pushback. We're talking about the chance for real tokens to suddenly skyrocket in value overnight by millions of dollars. All of a sudden, the price goes from 3 cents to $500, $700, or even $1,000 per real ticket. People who have put $10,000 into it now making millions of dollars. People who put in $100,000 are now making tens of millions of dollars. So this is the scale we're talking about. Huge amounts of wealth being created overnight, wealth that will last generations, all because people did some study. I'm not okay with this one again. That's why some people like to do research, but I want you to really do your research because this is a once-in-a-lifetime chance. In the same way that Bang with Client Dollar and Bitcoin went through the roof at $120,000, this is happening a lot faster. You can find out early on, before that huge globalization, the money is about to change hands, and it will happen in just a few days. It's only 8 days until December 5th, so get the word out to your family and friends. This is very, very bullish. The time is now for globalization, and it's happening because of a multi-trillion-dollar problem that's being solved through RealFi, the XRP ledger, and the real token. Again, I'll leave all the links in the text below. It's clear that I'm very, very optimistic about the XRP ledger. I have a lot of faith in XRP and RealTorque because they are both solving problems worth trillions of dollars. For XRP to really take off, companies like RealFi need to start building on the XRP ledger, which is exactly what RealTorque is doing. RealTorque is making those payments possible. Once RealFi takes over the $6 trillion market and Ripple takes over the other multi-trillion-dollar market in payments, XRP will really take off. This is because two industry leaders will be pushing on the XRP ledger at the same time, which will cause supply shock for both and send the price through the roof. As a result, I will end this video. Please make sure you like it, leave a review, subscribe, and share it. Until next time, peace.